Okay, so I completed the steps on the internet. After setting up my account and logging in and then plugging in the unit, you see it immediately begin to communicate, and it looked like it updated the firmware on the device. I'm not sure. So after I registered, the next thing it had me to do is, if I wanted to control this with my phone, which I do, is it had a link, had me to send a link to my phone. Now, since I have the default browser of my phone set to Opera, it looks like the site cannot successfully recognize which phone that I have. So it's telling me that it appears your phone is not supported, but in fact it is. If you look at all the phones that are supported, you can see it supports the iPhone, several Blackberries, some other Java compatible phones, and then Windows Mobile 5 and 6. So I'm going to go ahead and select the Windows Mobile 6 because this is a Windows Mobile 6.5 phone. And what in the world does that say? It's telling me by downloading I agree to these terms and conditions, blah blah blah. I'm going to go ahead and download. I always like to save my software. Always to the storage card so that if I reset the device, I'll still have access to the software. Let's see, folder. What folder should I choose? And I have a software folder on this phone, so it's kind of hard to select this while operating this camera. Okay. So it looks like this is downloaded. And I'm going to go ahead and install this off film. Okay, when I did the unboxing, you might remember that there was a lighting module within this unit. From reading through the instructions, it looks like this is actually a dual-purpose piece of hardware. In addition to allowing you to control a light, it also acts as a signal repeater. So if there happens to be a good distance between the wireless module and your front door lock, if you install this at some place that's in between, then it'll help make sure the signal gets over to the lock. So in order to add this module, or in order to add the wireless, or pair the wireless module with this light control module, I once again have to make sure that the power and the internet are disconnected from this device. Now at first I had to say that it made no sense, but now it's starting to make a little bit more sense to me. So I want to add a new unit to this. So I press the plus button and it'll go into pairing mode. It looks like it did not go into pairing mode there, so I'm going to need to reset this, which you can actually do by holding down the plus and the minus buttons for a few seconds. So it actually looks like you had to hold down that button for about 10 seconds. So I stopped the video for a moment since I didn't think you want to see me pressing the button for 10 seconds. So to begin the pairing process, you can just press the plus button. The orange button, or the orange light in here, will begin to blink. And you hold it close to the module that you're trying to add, and you'll double click the pairing button on it. And when you do that, you'll see the light on this wireless module begin to flash rapidly, and when it's done, it will illuminate solid. So that's it. I've paired the wireless module with this light control module. Now I want to go ahead and do the pairing of the locking mechanism with the wireless module. So in order to do this, the lock comes with a 6-digit programming code that you need in order to get it added. Once again, I'm going to have to get this into pairing mode by pressing the plus button. And once I press the plus button, I have 30 seconds to complete the rest of the steps. So the rest of the steps are just putting in the programming code, and once you put that in there, it should beep a few times. And then I think I just press the 0 key, and it'll blink some more as it's doing the pairing process, and then it completes. So let me go ahead and get that started. Start off by pressing the plus button. It's blinking, so the 30 seconds has begun. And once again, I'm not going to let you see what my programming code is, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in off camera. So I put the code in. You can see that this blinked 3 times. Press 0. And it did something wrong. Oh, I know what I did. Let me try that again. I have to press the Schlage button and then 0. So put in the programming code again. Okay, I press this button, then 0. And it looks like the pairing process failed, so I'm going to try that one more time. Okay, I had to go through an unpairing process and then pair it again. And now it looks like it was successful, which was indicated by the light on this blinking green. The orange light on the wireless module is still flashing. So that means that it's still communicating. I have no idea what it's doing, but while it's flashing like this, I had to leave it close to the lock and it looks like it just got done. So that's it. Pairing process is complete. So I have both modules, or both the lock and the wireless, both the lock and the light control module paired with this communications module. So I'll quickly demonstrate the use of the software in action now that I've got everything paired. I've got the lock here with me and I've logged on to the control site for the lock. So right now, from looking on the side, I can see that my door is currently in its locked position. And let's say I want to unlock it. As I mentioned before, this is not one of the types of locks where you unlock it by putting in a code, but you're engaging the locking mechanism so that someone could lock and unlock it. So as I turn it, nothing's happening. You can see it's still in a locked position. If I were to select activate, it sends some signal to the device, and now this light's blinking, so I could lock and unlock the door. And it stays in its active position just for a few seconds, and then it disengages. And so now that it's disengaged, I can no longer lock or unlock it unless I just select activate again, or I put in the 4-digit unlock code. Now here's the software running on a Windows mobile phone, and from here you can see I currently have the light selected. Looks like, go over a bit, I had the lock selected. Here's the light control. I still have this light sitting over here. So I've never seen this before, so let's see how this works. So select the light by pressing control, and looks like I can go ahead and select on. Let's see, and I don't know, it either is not reading my, am I not doing this right? I have to press set. And it looks like this is a little slower, and nothing happened. Oh, it might have helped had I not unplugged the lamp. Anyway, let me go back to the lock control. So right now it's showing that the front door is in the unlocked position, which is correct because here's a front door lock. Go ahead and press activate. Looks like this is slower than using my other connection. So now it's activated. I can unlock it or lock the door back. It looks like it's refreshing its status. And no, I take that back. It did not refresh its status. Oh crap, I know what I did. Now, when I was originally setting this up, I reversed the settings for where the lock and unlock positions were, so I'm going to have to go back through that in order to get it set properly. So I'll go ahead and press activate again, lock the door back, or I'm sorry, unlock it. And you refresh its state, and now it shows that it's in a locked position. So I need to go back through my setup procedure so I can go ahead and get that corrected.